and welcome to today's Facebook Live. Today I'll be talking all about being in a funk. I'll go into that a little bit in a moment, how to get out of it, how affirmations help, positive thinking, etc. So I'm just going to give it a couple of moments. Hi Nadal, hi Francine, sorry. Thanks for joining today. I'm just going to give it a couple more moments. Also, if you obviously have any questions during the live, just let me know. And also, if you do have anything that you do to get out of sort of your negative mind and your funk, as I like to call it, just drop me a line, just let us know. Share it with you. So if you follow me on social media, on Instagram possibly, not so much on Facebook, but more on Instagram, you might have noticed some of my posts where I actually say that I've been in a funk for the last probably a week or two. And just trying to get out of it right now as it is at the moment. And I'm getting a lot better now. So, and a lot of things for me, I know it's to do with change. I don't cope very well with change, which is funny because I tend to change quite a lot. My life tends to change quite a lot as well. So, you know, but it's just the way that I sometimes deal with it, I think. So some of the things I just wanted to talk about it because we all can get in sort of a negative mind and sometimes get quite stuck with what we're doing. And trying to get out of this sort of frame of mind can be sometimes quite hard. So I thought I'll do the Facebook Live and just share some of my tips and some of the things that I do as well. So one of the things that I like to do, and since I've moved just over a month ago, I haven't actually done it as much as I used to, is meditate. So I like to meditate between 5 and 11 minutes every morning, just to set the day right and just to get really just to look inward and just see how I feel on the day. With me having moved further away and my commute being a lot longer, that hasn't happened as often as I'd like to. I literally have an hour in the morning just to get ready and get out of the house. So it's instead of nearly 2 hours what I had previously. So it's really cut it all down completely. So I know that's something I have to change, but that's fine. Another thing that actually really helps me getting out of, especially my head, is doing yoga. So we as humans generally tend to hold a lot of our emotions in our body. So moving our body in whatever shape or form it is really, really helps. So for me, that is really yoga in my own yoga practice. So again, I'm not doing this as often at the moment as I'd like to, which is part of the issue, why I was feeling in such a negative state. But I'm getting around to getting into my routine again. So, but it really helps me. I feel so much better after just practicing, even just half an hour yoga. Just feels so much better. When I practice at home, I can just obviously tailor the practice to myself. So I do either a gentle class or a stronger class, and it's amazing at how different you feel afterwards. It really, really makes a difference. Just to release everything out of the body as well. So yeah, I did do a live yoga class earlier on in one of my groups. I don't know if the people that are watching at the moment are actually a part of the group, but if you are, you will see that things went wrong as they could go wrong. Again, if that would have happened about a week ago, I would have just been completely frustrated. Today, luckily, I can laugh about it. So I've started my live class. So I use a different webcam just so I could have the laptop by the mat. was in the middle of warm up, just about to do the sun salutations, and the camera cuts out and completely dies. I have no idea why. I have to look into what is wrong with it, because it's a brand new webcam, so it shouldn't actually be broken. So I just had to switch around really quickly. Went complete. Oh, the class was fine. Just used my laptop camera, so I have actually no idea how the audio is at the moment either, because I haven't had a chance to watch it back yet. But it was, it's a state of mind that you're really in. And as I said, a week ago, I think I would have just given up, and I would have just said, whatever, just get on with it. But this week, I was just like, well, it happened. I was in a really good flow, but you know what? It happens. So let's just switch over the cameras and then just start all over again. So I had, I think, one person that joined me live, because in the UK it's quite nice weather as well today. So a lot of people are out and they're going to be watching it on the replay. But the person that was actually live with me switched across, just switched to the other live feed once I started it again, and quite happily practiced with me, which was great. So one of the things, one big thing which I pretty much do every day as well, which I'm actually sticking to at the moment, is do journaling. So that really, really helps me with just getting anything that's inside me just onto paper and just letting it go. So I think journaling in general is quite a good thing to do, and just to deal with whatever is inside you anyway. But especially when you're sort of in a negative place, maybe feeling a little bit of funk, it does really help just putting pen to paper and just like physically writing it out. It does help you also just to get down to your why you're feeling like that. So one of the exercises that I'd like to do is just sit down, take out 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how much time I have, and just for those 10 minutes, just write whatever comes to mind. No judgment, no nothing, just write for the whole 10 minutes. Whatever comes out. Sometimes I don't even read it back. Other times it can be quite insightful to what is actually inside, and just let your thoughts go as you write. Just don't hold back. And that's the when journaling, I think that's one of the main things. Just don't hold back. It's in there. It just needs to come out. So the more honest you are with yourself, the better you are with your healing and getting to the reason as to why you are so in your negative space at the moment. So I've randomly figured out my why a couple of days ago, and part of it I can change at the moment, which is great. So I mean, once you do have your why you're in this space at the moment which you're in, try and do something about it. Obviously, if it's someone that's maybe upset you, just talk to them. Just see, talk to them why they've upset you. They might not even be aware of it, that they have actually upset you. Other things like maybe your work, you might not be able to do so much about that. But, see what your why is, why you're feeling the way you are, and then see what you can change. So for me, it's a lot of different things happening at the same time. But with the move and everything, with me commuting quite a lot, my sleep pattern has gone really, really bad, and my eating has gone really bad as well. So once I sort of realized that last week, I was like, yeah, it really does make sense. My eating patterns and what I'm eating has gone really, really bad these days. So it's like, okay, just completely change it around. So I mean, and these are just little things. I've signed up for the Nourish Club by the lovely Natasha, and all of the recipes are just think they're all done within like 30 minutes. They're all healthy ingredients. It's absolutely amazing. And it's just what I need, because at the moment I just don't have the time to cook much. With just having 2-hour commute each way. Plus I like to snack, and I know that. So I always set myself like little challenges throughout the year to go sugar-free. And now if you do know me, you know that I do love my donuts. So that sometimes can be quite a hard challenge. However, I also know how bad sugar is for you. So every now and then throughout the year, I do literally cut out any added sugar. So I still have honey and stuff like that, but no added sugars. I take everything out. And at the moment I'm there again, because I know sugar is so bad for you, and which is part of the reason why I'm feeling, or why I was feeling the way I was feeling. So now slowly changing my eating habits again, just eating a lot more healthy. Made a change to our food shop as well randomly, because just knocked off about 20 quid just with me buying just fresh food, rather than, not that we don't actually buy that much ready meal. We don't actually buy any ready meals, but for some reason this week when we were food shopping for the week ahead, for next week, it was just £20 less, which is a nice surprise as well. So eating healthy doesn't actually mean you're spending more money, which is always a good thing. So yeah, eating a lot more healthy, moving your body, just in general, just self-care, just taking care of your body as well as your mind, in whatever way that is right for you. So for you, that might be going running every day or every other day, going to the gym, whatever it is. You just need to find what it is that makes you feel good and your body feel good. And once you know that, and when you get into that negative sort of mind frame, then you can change. You can change it. You can maybe get back to your routine, go to the gym, go running more often, and just get out of your head and out of that negative space. Another thing that I've actually read, and I don't actually know where I read, I can't remember, was if you're being grateful for things, you can't actually be in a negative state. And me thinking about that, and it really came at the right time for me, and that is so true. So whenever I journal, I actually write down between 3 things. Sometimes I just write a whole page down of things that I'm grateful for, and it just can be just small things, you know, whatever you're grateful for in that moment. And I think I'd actually like to start my day like that, because it just sets your whole day in a completely different light. If you start from a place of gratitude, it really changes that. And wherever it must have been on Instagram somewhere, if you are grateful, you can't actually be in a negative frame of mind at the same time. It's just not possible. I did try it when I read that, just because I sometimes like to prove a point. So I did try that, and I was like, no. When you're grateful, you just can't be in a negative frame of mind at the same time. So, you know, I guess that's another good exercise, just to get yourself out of the frame of mind. Just sit down, just have maybe in your journal, just take a page, just write at the top things I'm grateful for, and just write down the whole page with things that you're grateful for, and see how you're feeling afterwards, and maybe do a journaling exercise afterwards, just see how you felt, how you're feeling different afterwards compared to how you felt before you did that exercise. So it's always good to check in with you in general and just see where you are, no matter where it is. As long as you get down to your why and figure that out, you're pretty much halfway there already, just to get out of your negativity that you are in there at the moment. I mean, we all have our moods, our ups and downs. I'm not, I'm no different. I do have my ups and downs, and it's just important just to, once you've been negative, just to come back up and be positive again. And it's like the little things that and sometimes especially when I'm tired, it's just the little things that really wind me up. And it's just like, I have to stop myself. It's like, no, actually, there is no reason. And then something small really winds me up. And it's like, no, there's no reason to be wound up about it. There really isn't. There is no point in going into argument mode or whatever. So sometimes it's just like really just stopping, taking a deep breath and an exhale, and maybe just do that a few times. And sometimes it's really just that. You can just take a couple of deep breaths and then just let it go. Yes, so I know that we have a few people watching live at the moment. If you want to, you can share with us what you do when you do get in a sort of a negative frame of mind. Maybe like little tips that you like to do. One of the things that I like to do at work, especially when I'm stressed, and I mentioned that in last week's live, is I put both of my feet, the soles of my feet, down onto the floor and really ground down. That really sometimes helps me just to de-stress a little bit and just take a deep inhale, maybe close my eyes and just let it go, just let it go. Actually, affirmations are another really good way just to get out of your negative space. Yes, Francine, yes, journaling is really, really good. Do you use any specific prompts, or do you just write whatever is there? So Francine just said, if you can't see that, that she likes to journal too. Journaling is a really, really good and powerful tool that you can have and that to use, really. There are some, you can just free write, or you can, there are enough prompts out there. I think I do actually have some journaling prompts on my website as well, if you're ever stuck or don't know where to start off. You don't even need to have a fancy notebook. I was just wondering if mine is around, but it's not actually. I just have a really, really plain notebook, just like a round folder. So, you don't need anything fancy. You don't even need a notebook. You just need some paper to actually write on. Francine, if you would want to share some prompts with us, feel free to just add them to it into a comment. Just share the love a little bit. But where was it? Oh yeah, affirmations. So yeah, affirmations can be quite a strong tool as well. I do use them, and I was saying that last week as well. I use them actually subconsciously on my way to work, of all places, really. And they just help you actually just to get into your frame of mind, and just sort of helps you get out of it. Again, help you get out of it. There are so many affirmations. I mean, I just make them up as I go along. But just repeating the same sort of phrase over and over and over sometimes actually really helps. So one of the phrases that last year, I think it was last year, for some reason, I can't, there is no particular reason why, it just came to me and I was really resonating with, was I trust that life will take me where I need to be. So whenever things were getting tough, I just kept repeating that same phrase, and that just seemed to get me through and just get me out of my headspace, where I needed, that I need to get out of, sort of the negative place. So it's pretty much whatever works for you and whatever comes to you, whatever resonates with you. I don't know, the guys that are currently viewing live, do any of you use affirmations at all? There is one thing that I do use, and I notice that a lot, especially when I'm walking. In one of my trainings, we did it's an affirmation, it's sa, ta, na, ma. So with every word, with every couple of letters, you touch a different finger. And you can do that with so many other four-letter words, four-letter sentences as well. I can't. There was something. Will come back to me. But yeah, so that seems to calm me down quite a lot. So I know when I'm stressed and walk faster and faster and faster, because that's what I tend to do when I get stressed. I do actually do sa, ta, na, ma in my head. So if you ever see me running around in London, just see me do that. That's probably me trying to calm down a little bit and just calm. It does actually help, because again, over repetition, affirmations, etc., they do actually really work. Good. Francine, no worries. If you do have any prompts that you would like to share with us, just drop them into one of the comments when you watch the replay. Apart from that, I don't actually think I do have anything else for today. I'm just gonna see if there are any questions from any of you that are watching live. If you are watching this on replay and have any questions, just pop it into a comment, and I will reply to you once you've done that. Next week, I'll be going live at 6 o'clock GMT again, as I do every Sunday at the moment. I'm not 100% sure what the subject is going to be yet, but if you want me to cover anything specific, just let me know. And I think the week after, I'm actually talking to another yoga teacher. So we're going to have a little Q&A, but I will introduce her on my page. And if you didn't have any questions, you can just join us or just send a question in advance. Okie doke. So we don't actually have any questions from the live audience at the moment. As I said, if you do have any questions after this, or if you're watching the replay and have any questions, just put them into the comments or message me directly if you don't want it in public domain. And I'll answer the question then. Okay, so have a lovely rest of Sunday. If you're in the UK, you used to have sunshine. Well, I guess it depends where you are. Down south in Sussex, we currently have still sunshine. So go and enjoy the sunshine, and I shall talk to you next week. Thank you very much for joining me this week. Bye.